Hey, Fari, how you doing?
Hi guys, what's going on? I am doing good. How are you?
We're doing good. I didn't have any dinner last night, or I didn't have any breakfast this
Well,
morning.
you remember, minimum size we deliver is 500 pounds. And by the way, don't look out the windows just in case you're using an iPhone doesn't have a good map. The F-18s will be using some laser designators to pinpoint your building properly.
So,
So don't look out because laser is not good for your eyes. Remember, I warned you.
well, I don't know if we have a microwave big enough to put a 500-pound bowl of soup in.
You're not getting it. Yeah, have you looked at the new pictures, like in northern Iraq, how Navy delivers something?
No, but we'll be waiting
You're
in.
now getting it. There you go.
Okay.
Just don't look out the windows. That's all I'm asking you.
All right, Fari. Let's.
Delivery is set for lunchtime. F-18s are in town. They were here yesterday. Remember, they have a big show there, Chicago Air and Water Show. I have breakfast with the team tomorrow morning, courtesy of Union League Club. So we're all set. They just did me a favor. They said, don't worry about FedEx and UPS. We'll deliver. So
All right.
it's a short hop here to Detroit. So,
All right, let's get to the markets here, and let's just go to the big, the
sure.
primary market. The S&P 500 futures have more than recovered half of their losses from that steep decline here. Did
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
sneaked up on 1950 here, but we're pulling back down a little bit in the red now. What's your take
Uh-huh.
here on this rally? Is it just a little bit of a rebound? We got some more work to do on the downside, or do you have
Well,
S&P 2000 on the radar?
no, not yet. 2000, not yet on the radar. As we discussed on our the feed that deals strictly with market timing, it's called Hunter Killer Sub on the Twitter, at sign Hunter Killer Sub. We post charts and we make comments. My target right now is that this is still in my book, given the chart pattern overall, is a dead cat bounce. I would know more after we cross. We have a confluence here, 50 bar and 20, which is right now stands at 1956. My goal has been to, and we've positioned ourselves after to trade long side into 1956. Let's see what the pause is going to be, if any. If it cuts through it, then there's more Momo to the upside. Then 2000 may be a reality. But 1956, I remember, it's going to move up a little bit as we get closer. Let's say 1960, somewhere in that range. But if it falters, goes sideways, then I'm right. It's dead cat bounce, and that's what we're going to start shorting on the future side, and then we'll buy some puts on the option side. We did the same thing last week, by the way, on the reverse. When we were coming down too hard, we bought Qs. Why did we buy Qs? To have a higher beta. I want more shekels. I need to make more money. To have a higher beta. So we bought some Qs in two stages. Why? I probably did it too fast. We should do it in three stages. You just want to make sure you're on the right side of a trade. So we put some on outright calls. Okay? Walls are cheap for Qs. They're not that high, like 14, 15. So we bought outright calls first, from the bottom, because that's where the rubber band is stretched the most. Once it flips up, we bought some second tranche went in, and that was the call spread. Okay? And it's on our way. We're targeting 97 quarter on the Qs. And for my chart, let's see. What's yeah? 97 quarter. We're at 96.48 now. I think the high overnight was 67. We're well on our way. But we got in around 94, right off the bottom. You can't really pinpoint the bottom, but you get close and you get a feel what you need to do. So we're not doing much with their EPS here, obviously, because EPS is our left to me is other than maybe a Cisco, but Cisco is too small of a stock these days in terms of multiple price-wise to make a difference. We'll probably be playing modified, short-term market time between now and, let's say, Labor Day, maybe a week after Labor Day, until the bigger players come back in town. Volume has been horrible, as you guys can see. So.
what do you think that means with the volume coming down here? Because they always say, volume's kind of like the lie detector there. With volume light here as we've been coming back up, is that concerning to you?
Not for the time of the year. It's summer. I mean, how do you? It's a right there.
Right.
Dennis, you got a multi-factor model. Which is the factor? We don't know. Okay, is it the summer, or is it people really not interested in buying and maybe a push down? I don't know. We'll see. We have a lot of issues overseas. We have a lot of issues here, so it's fairly busy wall of worry. Unless somebody actually uses that as an excuse in size and trades it because they're in trouble, they need cash, or they decide to get out of that market, this market, what have you. Unless that pressure comes in, all these prognostications, like that gal on CNBC about S&P 600, I mean, all these good stuff is stuff for, midnight comedians. I mean, come on. Look at the chart. The chart will tell you where we're about to go. We know if the momentum comes to the market, either way, long or short, that's the one you need to worry about. The short-term stuff is just, there's your volume stuff. It's all noise, very noise. There was a good portion of yesterday on S&Ps. We traded in about 2.5 handle range. Maybe three, okay? And 3 is a usually accepted oscillation that you see in S&Ps. We went for hours trading that 2.5, maybe 3 handle range. Nothing could be done. Nobody's around. And you could see the very, very excessive shape of the volume, the U. Like yesterday, we had a little bit of activity around when Europe was active, when Europe was closing, was coming to its end of the day settlement. You got a little bump there, but aside from that, dead, absolutely dead. So I've been trading mainly first hour, played around a little bit with the options, and went to the beach. I watched a couple of things after the close. Sometimes I did a couple of things at the end, just take a look at it. MOCs. Traded one option, one future play, and we made, I think, a handle. It's not worth it. So wait. Be strategic with your risk capital. That's what I tell my traders. Monday, every day at 8:30 Chicago time, they open a new market. There's a new market opening. So don't blow it today. Watch out. Look wait for the summer to get away and go enjoy the summer. Come Labor Day, we'll have a different market. We'll always have. We deal with it there.
And any individual issues here? I mean, we've had the earnings season here. Dennis and I have been noticing a lot of pops and a lot of drops. The highs being made in the pre-market trading, and then just not following through. I mean, did you see that ICPT the other day?
It's the fade trade. The fade trade is hot right now.
ICPT. No, frankly, I'm not very good at some of these names you guys said look at. Well, let me take a look. Intercept Pharmaceutical, okay?
It was up at $400
yeah.
pre-market. Gave it all back. I've just been saying, lately, it seems like the fade trade is the way to go. Even Cisco last night. Stock goes all the way up to 26. If you're fading the pop, you're making money. Then it drops all the way down to 24.35. You're buying the dip, you're making money. So the buy the dippers and the sell the rippers seem to be getting rewarded here right now. So it's like that fade trade is working. And this ICPT is another example where if you were fading that big move, you were rewarded.
Yep. Well, my biggest beef of all this is Netflix. I always hit the target pre-EPS or where the stock is going to be post-release of the earnings, but that's after hours. I can't, if you're not in the option side, if you're not in the option side, you're okay. You can dump it there.
Yeah.
But a lot of times we trade those with options. And guess what happens next day? Some other crazy icon comes over and sells it because he had a 5-minute son. Boom. And then you look at it and say, you know what? No more.
Well, you could.
Not anymore. Not touching Netflix again. And then as it gets close to the EPS, that itching comes back. I got to play the Netflix. Let me look at it, see if there's an angle. Can I line up the strikes? Can I line up the vols? Does it make sense here? What are the Sigma channels are telling me? What's the CI doing? And you reluctantly, your hands move over and start clicking. We're degenerate gamblers. That's what we are.
Fari, on those
Netflix has just been so bad.
when you've got those option trades, and I know I sometimes trade options sometimes too. Do you ever sell the stock against your option? Because obviously after hours you cannot close out the option, but you could sell the stock against your option.
I had to at times. Yeah. But you also get into a very, very tight spot. Okay. In the sense of availability, I got lucky once with Google. I've burned my hands a couple of times with other names who won't go there. But I think actually when I got filled on the Google short because I had longs, I don't know if I think my heart missed a few beats. I mean, I couldn't even believe I managed to get it short. And then now you got a semi-pregnant 2 different trades. What do I do now?
Yeah.
Now you got to watch it. Is it going to go your way or not? Now, of course, you got some hedge there. You've locked your gain. But getting out is a different issue because have you looked at how, especially you have a spread, how the spreads get priced?
Spreads are tricky.
If you're maxed out, pardon me?
The spreads are trickier because you got both sides, so you're actually still in it. And
exactly. And also when you maxed out, when you're maxed out, let's say you had a 10-point spread on Google, okay? Let's say pick a price. 650, let's say, no, not trading 16. Let me go to Google. GGGOL, all right?
Yep.
Here, 585. Okay. Let's say you had 620 and 630. Okay. Yep. Stock is trading 585 pre-EPS. Okay. You put the trade on. EPS comes, they hit 670. Okay. 40 points above your spread, top of your spread. Have you seen our market makers price that on the way out? Next day, they want some juice. They want 50 cents. You make your 10 points, but they won't give you 10. They give you 9.5. They give you 9. You go crazy all day because you want to get that 10 points. You've earned it. Guess what? It doesn't work like that. The liquidity is in there. They won't touch it. They open the spread so wide, you're just sitting there. In the meantime, in order to hedge, because of that position, you still have to keep your short on the future side, right? You just go,
Dennis, you make a good point
sometimes more
there.
than what you wish for.
You make a good point there, Dennis, because you or I sometimes were just with like the outright calls or puts, and you can use the stock like when that Twitter, I was handcuffed in the account that I had those calls in, it was traded 50. If you can do it in the account, it's much more difficult if you have a spread on to really lock in those profits.
Well, yeah, because if you sell the stock, you're open-ended on one end.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
that's scary.
That's different. I wanted to ask you something about this Netflix here, and Reed Hastings made a post. I believe this was back on the morning of August 6th. It kind of went unnoticed, but his post on his Facebook was that the revenues for Netflix had exceeded HBO the last quarter, and that they're still kicking their ass in Emmys or whatever, but they rallied the stock $20 on that. And I just couldn't.
Right.
I was just dying to fade in on that move, and I haven't done it yet. But is that just ridiculous that a stock's gonna move $20 on a? There was nothing else on the wires. I had Brent looking all over the place, and is this what this market's come to? Where a Facebook post by a company's executive moves a stock $20?
Well, excellent point. And what does it tell you? This market is getting slowly frothy. One of the things we see, for example, there's another point. Let me give you. We see when the market goes really, really up, we're advisory business, okay? We see a drop in our subscriptions. You know why? People are getting too cocky. I know what I'm doing. What they don't realize is that the high tide is raising all the boats. When the market gets rough, we get a lot of interest. 2 weeks ago, we were getting non-stop emails. These are quiet. It's just the nature of their business. The other day, my cabinets were giving me asking me, "Is this time different or not?" That's very technical. Is this time different? Remember 99, 2000? Is this time different? My cabbie is coming. I'm coming back from the gym. I'm tired. I decided, you know what? I'm just going to take a cab. I usually walk back. I said, I'll take a cab. And the guy's asking me a stock advice. He says, we had a conversation, so on and so forth. So he says, you think this time is different? When the cabbie is worried about his portfolio, I think we got issues. So always a sign, a warning sign, or possible. I say use the word possible market top. So we'll see. 2000 is going to be a tough level. There's no question about it. We're going to probably fight it a few times before we go through it. But my big question always is in these situations is what is the catalyst? Look for a catalyst. You can do all your studies, you can be prepped for it, but the back of your mind is, where is the news item? Where is the EPS? Where is the M&A? Where is it that's going to make that catalyst come through? Because until then, it's just an exercise on paper. You got a bunch of people who know a little bit of Fibonacci. That's easy. They take a ruler and say, boom, we go to that. Just like our gal SPX 600. Unbelievable. They have no shame. Let me put it this way. They still think we're going to go down there. Oh, boy. I think we'll drop. I think we'll adjust. But we're not going to visit those numbers ever again. I think... There's no way. No, the systems have changed. The situations have changed, systems have changed, and the country has seen such a near abyss experience, both the local governments and state and the federal. They're going to manipulate this thing any way they can. And if you don't think the game is rigged, I got news for you.
Hey, Fari, I want to
you need to add some cinnamon in your coffee from Starbucks.
I want to get your take on a couple of issues here. One was the basis for our bet on the Facebook here. I had gone with the 72 level. When it was trading at 75, you thought it might go back up to 78. It came back down here, and it almost filled the gap. So I got pretty lucky. I only got it by 35 cents there, and then it rebounded. Now it's coming back up.
It's okay, but you still won. A winner is a winner.
And now it's consolidating here. What do you think here? Is this with the market overall?
We got a buy signal last night.
Okay. All right. So
we got a buy signal. This is a daily model. It's not it doesn't go forever and ever. It'll probably oscillate. Let's see. I'm just spotting it here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It changed 7 times since April. Okay, so it holds like a couple of weeks, maybe more, maybe less. Type of a deal, 10 days, 7 to 10 days. It's a swing trader. Okay, we went to a buy signal last night. We had come down from a 4 sigma, almost 4 sigma, on the 24th of July. Excuse me, and came down, approached it at 0 sig, has not touched it yet until yesterday. Day before yesterday. I forget, market's not open yet. Yeah, day before yesterday. Last night it went to a buy. Okay, CIs have been kind of soft. What I get scared about when I get a signal with a CI like in 5 or 7 area. CI range is about 100 to negative 100, but realistically, we're like 35 to negative 35. So 0 is fairly neutral. We have a CI rating of 5. When you get a buy signal at that level, I don't go crazy over it. I want to see maybe a next signal. But it seems to want to possibly hold this rising 0 sig, the 20-day, that is trading at 72.41. So it has not violated that yet. And then on targets, though, I don't see much past 79, which is a 3 sigma. So we'll see.
Speaking of your sigmas here,
keep in mind, Qs have been doing good. And FB trades very much like Qs. As a matter of fact, if you put up FB against, on the 5 minutes, okay, against Apple, Google L, okay, and itself, and then Q, or Qs, doesn't matter. You'll see the pattern is fairly good. Very few times it decouples and does its own thing. It does, as I said in your chat earlier this morning, FB has so much block trades we stop looking. It's almost you get buried in the block trade detection of FB. Okay? But the other names have been very helpful. Gilead, we've had number of block trades about last 2 weeks, one after another throughout the day. Not too busy, but enough that you could notice it, that there is something is going on. I've been mentioning in the chat room. I've talked about it on the Twitter saying, hey guys, take a look. There's more Gilead again.
Okay,
so
fine. We're up against
FB, Pardon me?
We're up against the clock here at 8:55. We got to get Brianna in here to do the headlines. So I'm going to sit
Okay.
here and I'm going to wait for my lunch. And I'm gonna go get.
There you go.
I'm gonna go get ready. I'm gonna get a real big soup spoon. So we'll let you know when it
There you go.
arrives. Fari, thanks for coming on Thursdays as usual. Your great analysis is always appreciated. Okay.
My pleasure. But remember, there's also something there. There's something there for Dennis. Don't forget to give it to him. All right.
Okay.
It's
Will
not
do.
necessarily edible, but adds a lot of food for thought. How's that?
Okay. We'll talk to you next week. Thank
Yes,
you,
sir.
Fari.
Always a pleasure
Thanks,
to be
Fari.
with you. Bye bye.